Let's take a look at lichens. Those aren't lichens, those are trees. Right. This is one of these show-off drone photographs. And the location is a place in Delaware County along the Alum Creek that really good for looking at ospreys on one side of the road. On the other side of the road, there's this low excavated area. Well, I'm not sure if it was excavated to make the road or if it's a natural feature of the landscape, but it turns out to be a really terrific place to see lichens, primarily in the genus Cladonia. These are fruticose lichens, kind of shrubby, including some that look like tangled mats, like pillows, that are called reindeer lichen, like this one, for example, Cladonia fricata. And there's some other ones that are more typical Cladonia lichens that have little squamules at the base on the ground and then the upright stalks. We'll take a look at some of these Cladonia lichens. Cladonia is a big important genus of fruticose lichens, and they're basically two growth forms with several species each. In this particular one, where the lichen takes the form of branches that are branched and branched again, forming a tangled mat, this is like a reindeer lichen growth form. This particular one is called many-forked Cladonia, Cladonia fricata. It's gray, and it's got little squamules on the branches that we can maybe see in a close-up. Many-forked Cladonia, Cladonia fricata, showing little squamules, little plate-like extensions off of the branches. Here's an example of a fruticose Cladonia lichen with the typical cladoniform growth form. That means that at the bottom on the ground, they're little scale-like what are called squamules, and then which is called the primary thallus, and then rising above it are these towering, upright podicia. And in this instance, the podicia are capped with colorful apothecia. A type of cladoniform lichen that has, as you'd expect, primary squamules on the ground, and coming up from it, upright podicia, has podicia that end not in apothecia, but they end in cups. This is a lichen that's commonly called pixie cup. So here we have a nice example of a foliose what? Oh, you can't? Hold on. There, is that better? Here we have a nice example of a foliose lichen. It's a very common one that grows on trees. It's a yellow-green color. Let's take a closer look at it. This is common greenshield, Flavoparmelia caparata. A distinguishing feature is the yellow-green cast to it. Unlike a grayish steel-gray color, it's got a kind of creamy look to it. It reproduces sometimes by sexual spores produced in cup-shaped apothecia, and more frequently by powdery asexual soredia. Common greenshield. Also here on the tree is a crustose lichen. Crustose lichens are tightly adherent to the substrate. You couldn't remove them without taking a piece of substrate with it. And they frequently produce apothecia, as they are now, as this one is. This is Lecanora hypocarpa, bumpy rim lichen, named for the uneven contour of the margin of the apothecia. Bumpy. Crustose lichen.